Wait, have you ever noticed that almost every English conversation starts with a simple question like, "What do you do every day?"
That's so true, James. Daily routines are one of the most common topics in real-life English conversations.
And honestly, if you can talk about your daily routine confidently, you can already have long conversations in English with many people.
Exactly. That's why today's lesson is going to be super useful, simple, and fun for everyone watching.
So hello everyone, and welcome back to Speak Like Leader, the place where learning English feels natural and easy.
I'm Zoe, and as always, I'm here with James.
Hi everyone, how are you all doing today?
James, you sound extra energetic today. Did you drink 2 cups of coffee this morning?
Maybe, or maybe 3. I stopped counting after the second cup.
That explains everything. Coffee really changes people in the morning.
Honestly, without coffee, my brain doesn't even start working properly before 9 in the morning.
I understand that feeling completely. Some mornings feel impossible without a warm drink.
So Zoe, how has your day been so far?
My day has actually been very peaceful. I woke up early, opened the window, and enjoyed the cool morning air for a few minutes before checking my phone.
That sounds relaxing. Did you have breakfast already?
Of course, I had toast, fruit, and coffee. A very simple breakfast, but it made me feel ready for the day.
Simple breakfasts are the best sometimes. Fast, easy, and comforting.
What about you, James? Did you cook anything this morning?
Cook? Zoe, making coffee already feels like hard work for me in the morning.
Poor James. One day we'll teach you how to make a real breakfast.
Please do. Right now, my cooking skills begin and end with toast and eggs.
Honestly, that's still better than many people. Some people skip breakfast completely because they're too busy.
That's true. Life gets busy, and daily routines become so important because they help us stay organized.
Exactly. From waking up in the morning to going to bed at night, every small habit becomes part of our routine.
And today, we're going to talk all about those everyday habits using real and natural English conversations.
We also have a very interesting story from our friend Jessie, who shared her complete weekday routine with us.
Her schedule is actually very relatable. I think many viewers will see their own lives in her story.
Yes, she talks about waking up early, commuting to work, drinking coffee, relaxing at home, spending time with family, and trying to balance everything in one busy day.
So while listening, try to notice the useful verbs, time expressions, and common phrases people use every single day in English conversations.
And stay until the end, because this lesson might completely change the way you talk about your daily life in English.
All right, everyone. Let's begin with Jessie's story because it's full of simple but extremely useful English expressions that people use in everyday life without even thinking about them.
Yes, and the best thing about learning daily routine vocabulary is that you can immediately use it in your own conversations with friends, classmates, coworkers, or even strangers.
Exactly. You don't need complicated grammar to sound natural. Sometimes, simple sentences about your daily life are the most powerful way to practice spoken English.
Jessie begins her day very early, at 6 in the morning, and honestly, just hearing that time makes me want to go back to sleep for another hour.
Same here. Whenever my alarm rings early in the morning, I always have a small conversation with myself about whether I truly need a job or not.
That is probably the most honest thing you've said today, James. Waking up early is a struggle for so many people around the world.
But I liked how Jessie said that even though she dislikes waking up early, she still does it because her work starts early and she has responsibilities.
Yes, that makes the story feel very real and relatable, because life is not always about doing what we want, but also about doing what we must do.
After waking up, she gets out of bed, goes to the bathroom, brushes her teeth, and washes her face, which are all basic daily actions that English learners should memorize carefully.
These small routine verbs may sound simple, but native speakers use them constantly in daily conversations, so understanding them is extremely important.
And then comes the most beautiful moment of the morning for many adults around the world: coffee time.
Ah, yes, the magical drink that transforms sleepy humans into functioning members of society.
Honestly, I think coffee deserves an award for helping millions of people survive early mornings every single day.
Jessie says she makes a cup of coffee while checking her phone for messages, emails, and social media updates, which is something so many people do automatically these days.
Technology has become a huge part of our daily routines now. Most people check their phones before they even fully wake up.
Sometimes that can feel a little unhealthy, though, because our brains become busy immediately after opening our eyes in the morning.
That's true. Some people try to avoid their phones during the first hour of the day so they can start the morning feeling calmer and more focused.
After that, Jessie gets dressed for work and chooses simple, comfortable clothes instead of fancy outfits, which honestly sounds very practical to me.
Comfort always wins, especially on busy weekdays when nobody has enough energy to think deeply about fashion at 7 in the morning.
Exactly. Most people are just trying to survive the morning without forgetting something important at home.
Then she eats a simple breakfast with toast, butter, jam, coffee, and sometimes fruit, which sounds quick, affordable, and easy to prepare before work.
I actually love simple breakfasts because they feel comforting and familiar, especially during busy mornings when everything feels rushed.
At 7 in the morning, Jessie leaves home and takes the bus to work, and her commute takes around 30 minutes every day.
You know, commuting is such an interesting part of daily life because some people enjoy that quiet time, while others absolutely hate traffic and crowded buses.
I think the experience completely depends on whether you find a seat on the bus or not. Sitting peacefully with music feels very different from standing in a crowded bus.
That is painfully true. But I liked how Jessie uses that time productively by listening to music or podcasts during her ride to work.
That's actually a great habit, because listening to podcasts or English conversations every day can slowly improve your listening skills without feeling stressful.
Exactly. Even listening for 20 or 30 minutes daily can make a huge difference in pronunciation, vocabulary, and understanding natural speech patterns.
Then Jessie arrives at work around 7:30 and begins her workday by checking emails and organizing her tasks on the computer.
And honestly, that part of her routine feels so familiar because many people around the world start their mornings by opening a computer, checking notifications, and preparing for another busy day.
Modern office life has really changed the way people spend their days because so much of our work now happens through screens, emails, online meetings, and digital communication.
That's very true. And sometimes after spending hours in front of a computer, even our eyes start begging for a break.
Yes, there are moments when I stare at my screen for so long that even simple words begin to look confusing.
Same here. Sometimes I open my laptop to do one important task and somehow end up watching random videos 20 minutes later.
The internet is dangerous like that. You go online to answer one email, and suddenly you're learning how penguins sleep.
Exactly. Time disappears so quickly when distractions start appearing everywhere on the screen.
Around noon, Jessie takes a lunch break and usually eats a sandwich or salad that she brings from home, which sounds both healthy and practical.
Bringing food from home is actually a smart habit because it saves money and often feels healthier than eating fast food every day.
Also, homemade meals often feel more comforting because they remind people of family, home, and normal daily life.
Jessie also mentioned eating lunch with her coworkers while talking and laughing together. And I think those little moments are very important during a busy workday.
Absolutely. Sometimes short conversations and shared laughter during lunch can completely change someone's mood and reduce stress.
Humans naturally need connection, even during busy schedules, and small friendly conversations can make work feel less exhausting.
Then in the afternoon, Jessie continues working and sometimes attends meetings, which many people honestly find to be the most tiring part of office life.
Ah, yes. meetings that could have been short emails. One of the greatest mysteries of adult life.
That is so true. Sometimes people sit in meetings for an hour only to discuss something that takes 2 minutes to explain.
But unfortunately, meetings are still part of many jobs, especially now, when online meetings happen almost every single day.
Jessie finishes work around 4:30 and finally heads back home, which is probably one of the happiest moments of her day.
There's truly no feeling like returning home after a long and tiring day and finally being able to relax.
The moment you remove your shoes, sit down on the sofa, and realize the workday is finally over feels incredibly satisfying.
Jessie says she relaxes by watching television or reading a book for a little while. And honestly, that sounds peaceful and balanced.
I think relaxing after work is extremely important because people cannot stay mentally active every second of the day without becoming exhausted.
Exactly. Rest is not laziness. People need quiet moments to recover mentally and emotionally after handling responsibilities all day long.
Later in the evening, Jessie makes dinner and sometimes tries new recipes, which shows that cooking can also become a creative hobby instead of just a daily task.
I actually enjoy trying new recipes too, although sometimes the final result looks nothing like the picture on the internet.
Cooking videos always make everything look so easy until you try it yourself, and suddenly the kitchen becomes a disaster zone.
Exactly. One small mistake can somehow create 10 dirty dishes and complete confusion.
But even then, homemade meals often feel special because they carry effort, care, and a personal touch that restaurant food sometimes lacks.
After dinner, Jessie washes the dishes, which may not be exciting, but it's one of those unavoidable responsibilities that quietly exist in adult life forever.
Honestly, dishes reproduce magically. No matter how few plates you use, the sink somehow always becomes full again.
That might be the most relatable sentence of this entire conversation, James.
After finishing the dishes, Jessie spends time with her family by talking together or watching movies, and I think those moments are often the most meaningful part of the entire day.
I agree completely, because even a short conversation with family can make people feel supported, relaxed, and emotionally connected after a stressful day.
Modern life moves so quickly that many people forget how valuable simple moments together can truly be.
Sometimes sitting together in the same room, laughing at a movie, or sharing small stories about the day can create memories that last for years.
And honestly, many people are so busy chasing success that they forget to enjoy the ordinary moments happening right in front of them.
That's very true. Happiness is often hidden inside simple routines that people usually ignore because they seem too ordinary.
Jessie also mentioned going for a walk sometimes in the evening, which is actually one of the healthiest and easiest forms of exercise.
Evening walks can feel incredibly peaceful, especially after spending the whole day indoors working or studying.
Fresh air, quiet streets, music in your headphones, and a calm evening sky can really help clear the mind after a busy day.
Unless mosquitoes decide to join the walk too, then suddenly the peaceful moment becomes a survival mission.
That is absolutely true. Nothing destroys a calm evening faster than becoming dinner for mosquitoes.
Still, walking regularly is a wonderful habit because it improves both physical and mental health at the same time.
Before going to bed, Jessie takes a shower and reads a book for a while, which sounds like a very relaxing way to end the day.
Reading before bed can help people slow down mentally and escape from stress, noise, and screens for a little while.
These days, many people spend hours scrolling on their phones before sleeping, which sometimes makes it harder to rest properly.
Yes, too much screen time at night can affect sleep, concentration, and even mood, especially when the brain never gets time to relax.
Jessie tries to sleep around 10:30 and get 7 or 8 hours of rest, which is actually a very healthy routine.
Sleep is honestly one of the most important things in life, yet many people continue sacrificing it because of work, stress, or endless scrolling online.
People always say, "I'll sleep early tonight," and then somehow it becomes midnight without warning.
That happens to me too sometimes, especially when I start watching just one more video before bed.
What I really like about Jessie's story is that her routine feels realistic instead of perfect, and that makes it easier for listeners to connect with her experience.
Exactly. Her life sounds busy but balanced, simple but meaningful. And that reflects the reality of many hardworking people around the world.
Daily routines may seem boring at first, but they actually reveal a lot about people's habits, priorities, responsibilities, and lifestyles.
And for English learners, daily routines are one of the best topics to practice because the vocabulary is useful in real conversations every single day.
Think about how often people ask questions like, "What time do you wake up? How do you get to work?" Or, "What do you usually do after dinner?"
Exactly. These are natural conversation starters that help people connect, continue discussions, and build friendships in English.
Jessie's story also introduced many important verbs like wake up, brush teeth, get dressed, leave home, commute, work, relax, cook, exercise, and go to bed.
And the best way to remember these verbs is not by memorizing long lists, but by hearing them naturally inside real conversations and stories.
Language learning becomes much easier when people connect words with emotions, routines, and experiences from real life, instead of only studying grammar rules.
That's why conversations like this are so powerful, because they help English feel alive, practical, emotional, and connected to everyday human experiences.
You know, Zoe, I think many English learners believe they need difficult vocabulary or perfect grammar to speak confidently. But conversations like this prove that simple English can still sound natural and meaningful.
Absolutely. Real communication is not about using the hardest words possible. It's about expressing your thoughts clearly, comfortably, and confidently in everyday situations.
And daily routines are perfect practice because everyone has experiences to share, whether they are students, workers, parents, or anyone simply trying to manage a busy life.
Even simple sentences like, I wake up early, I drink coffee, or I go for a walk after dinner, can become powerful tools for building fluency in English.
The important thing is consistency. Small daily practice often creates bigger improvement than studying for many hours only once in a while.
Exactly. Learning English is very similar to building any habit in life. Progress happens slowly, step by step, conversation by conversation.
And honestly, making mistakes is completely normal, because mistakes are proof that you are trying, learning, and improving.
Many people stay silent because they fear making errors, but confidence grows only when you continue speaking, even when you feel nervous.
Trust me, even native speakers say strange things sometimes, especially before their morning coffee.
That is definitely true. Half of my morning sentences don't even make sense until I fully wake up.
So if your English feels imperfect sometimes, don't worry. Communication matters more than perfection.
Jessie's story showed us something important today, that ordinary life itself can become excellent English practice if you pay attention to the words people use naturally every day.
From waking up in the morning to relaxing at night, every small action carries useful vocabulary, expressions, and conversation topics.
And the beautiful thing is that you can practice these conversations anywhere, at home, while traveling, during lunch breaks, or even while talking to yourself.
Yes, sometimes talking to yourself in English is actually one of the best ways to practice speaking naturally without pressure.
I agree. You can describe your routine, your plans, your feelings, or even what you're cooking for dinner. Every little bit of practice helps.
Language learning is not a race. Some days feel easy, while other days feel frustrating. But every small effort still moves you forward.
And one day, without even realizing it, you suddenly understand more, speak more comfortably, and feel proud of the progress you once thought was impossible.
That moment is truly special because you realize all those little daily efforts were slowly building your confidence the entire time.
So, after listening to today's conversation, We hope you feel more comfortable talking about your own daily routine in English.
In fact, here's a small challenge for everyone watching today. Try describing your entire day in English from morning until night using simple sentences.
Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Just focus on expressing your real life naturally and honestly.
You can talk about what time you wake up, what you eat, how you travel, what you do at work or school, and how you relax in the evening.
And if you want extra practice, try recording your voice while speaking English about your routine. Listening to yourself can really improve pronunciation and confidence.
It may feel awkward at first, but trust me, every confident English speaker once felt nervous too.
The most important thing is to continue practicing, even on days when progress feels slow, because improvement is happening quietly in the background.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today here on Speak Like Leader. We truly appreciate every single person watching and learning with us.
And a special thank you again to Jessie for sharing her daily routine and helping everyone learn useful, real-life English expressions.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Speak Like Leader, and share this lesson with friends or family members who are learning English too.
Take care of yourself, keep practicing a little every day, and remember that every small step brings you closer to speaking English confidently. See you in the next lesson. Bye, everyone.